these 2 days sharpen you? Do you feel that they help you, they improve you?
Yeah, I just feel like obviously when you're going against new competition, the intensity ramps up a little bit. There's different looks that you're getting from the defensive side of the ball. So, I think that we're very used to going against our defense. So a lot of times, certain concepts, you're keying certain players just because of the overall look that you get. So when you play against somebody new, it's a little bit different. You have to adjust. So I think that was really good for our team, and especially for us as a quarterback room to work on our progressions, work on our eyes, and kind of just work the pocket. And I think that we were able to do a really good job through these 2 practices.
How about you personally? How do you think it went?
Yeah, I thought it went good. Obviously, there's things that we got to clean up on. I think that goes from us as a unit across the board. But I thought that for the majority of the time, we were able to play at a good level. I thought that yesterday, we had a little bit of inconsistency, but I thought that we finished practice really well. So I thought that was a really good sign to see, just kind of like the resiliency, and I think that we kind of needed that a little bit. Try to get put in those little uncomfortable situations, but I felt good.
Can you take us through that deep pass to Bo down the right side? Looked like you gave him kind of a little
Yeah. So just kind of how the progression was. It was kind of just pick a side, play a side. They did a great job covering the side that I started on, and kind of turned into a quick scramble drill, and instinct kind of take over, and Bo made a great play of kind of just like falling direction and taking it up the sideline. So that was good to see for sure, and it was great to have him back.
What's been the biggest difference from when you first came into this facility to now that you've got the majority of training camp under your belt?
Geez, it's a world of difference. Obviously, you just feel more and more comfortable each and every day. I think the biggest thing just starts with like the relationships that I have with the guys in the facility, just all around, and really being able to come to work every single day and just love it. And I think that this is just a special place where people hold each other to a high standard, and I kind of want to be a part of that to raise it. And I think that we're all just hungry to win here, so we're chasing that for sure.
How much do you hit the quarterback?
Yeah, I think that just from a knowledge standpoint, I'm way ahead from where I was, and I think that's just kind of the maturity of it when you get into an NFL system, is that you're just constantly learning and being around a special group of guys that are here, and some great veterans, especially in the quarterback room. And it's been great just to kind of get these different experiences, be put in these different situations, and I think now when I'm able to step out on the field, I know that it's still early, but you're being able to go through so many different scenarios and situations, and just your understanding of ball and why Coach Kafka's calling a certain type of play, and just the different looks. And in the NFL, there's a lot of disguise pre-snap, and just being able to see that, and being able to start my eyes in the right spot. So I think that I've made some big strides since I first got here.
That said, how do you approach this next? This is like the last week now that you'll have live reps until the regular season, and then you're going to be practicing mostly at the start, I guess. How do you approach these last few opportunities, the preseason games?
Yeah, I don't really know what the schedule is. I'm kind of just going day to day, so that's interesting to hear. But I'm just trying to take advantage of the opportunities that I get. Trying to watch the film as much as I can to go into depth and just keep learning. And it's been really cool to play against these caliber players at the highest level, and I think that obviously raises your mindset and your intensity to compete at a really high level each and every day, because if you're slacking at all, you're going to get it's going to show. So I'm really liking this process, and I'm just going to take my opportunities and try to make most of them.
When you've been out there, with the ones or twos, with the ones, this offensive line here for years has been kind of an Achilles heel. What's your sense of the group up front that you've been working?
I thought they've done a great job. I mean, if you look back at last game, I mean, I don't know how many pass attempts that we had, but we didn't have one sack. So, I sent a message to them after the game that I've never played in a pocket like this. So I thought that they've been able to compete at such a high level. I think it's really unique just how close that they are. Really from wherever they are on the depth chart, like they're all together, they're all communicating, and it's been really cool to see. I'm as a quarterback, when you're able to play behind that, it makes your job a lot easier. And I thought that they've done a great job, and I know that they're going to continue to work and progress themselves as well.
How about your draft classmate Marcus? Have you ever seen him get riled up? He doesn't seem to be the rile up type.
He's level-headed for sure. And I think that that's, one of his strengths because, as a rookie, you're going to make mistakes. And there's a lot of learning that you have to do. And I think that it's kind of just shown like his maturity. Like he makes a mistake, he doesn't get flustered. He's able to come back and answer. And he's been thrown in a lot of different situations, him starting with, the threes and then, making jumps and playing with the ones. And I thought that he's done a great job. And he's a guy that, that I felt, coming to work each and every day, that he's really been consistent in this process of, getting here early, doing extra. And I know that he's hungry and he wants to do the best at what he does.
You've had fans here at practice. You played in Buffalo, obviously. This is going to be your first home game on Saturday. What does that mean to you? What do you want to take from it? What do you want to show people?
I can't wait. I mean, my first time going into the stadium was the Zach Bryan concert, and I think that just like standing there and being able to look at all the great players' names, in the stadium, and then just kind of seeing the atmosphere and trying to picture, what a sold-out stadium's going to be like, and just the energy involved. I can't wait, it's going to be a lot of fun. I hope that the fans come out and they're super passionate. I hope that we can make home field advantage for us. But I can't wait, and I know that there's going to be a lot of energy for sure.
Have you been over there since the concert?
No. There's always stuff going on, so I can't really find time to sneak in there.
How do you balance the patience you need to show by going through your progressions with knowing when you have to take off and use your feet? I would think that's something that takes time, especially as a rookie.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that just kind of comes with a little bit of trial and error, a little bit. Obviously, at times in games or in live situations, your instincts are going to take over. I have a lot of confidence in myself. I feel like a big strength of mine is being able to escape the pocket, create plays, and whatnot. So I definitely do not want to take that part away from my game because I feel like there's a lot of good that can come from it. But at the same time, yeah, you're right. Like there's amazing players in front of me, and you look at all the great quarterbacks, and the great quarterbacks don't take sacks. So I think that's kind of a thought that goes in my head of being able to distribute the ball, get the ball to the playmakers, let them go win in space.
Did you get in trouble for not sliding on that run in Buffalo, that long 19-yard run?
Yeah, maybe a little bit. Dave's came and talked to me after about it, and the extra hits you don't need to take. I think I was just like so amped to see the open field and try to make something happen, but I'm going to continue to learn, and I definitely got to be smart in those situations for sure.
What have you learned about Giants fans here, in general?
I mean, I love the support each and every day that we're able to have practices that they're able to come watch. I think the energy's super high. Everybody's super hungry, like I said earlier, to win, and I think that a lot of people feel like a certain energy around here. That's obviously I haven't been here, so I don't know what it's been like in the past, but I just feel like it's really positive, and I know that we got a group of guys who really want this, and we want to compete and play at the highest level. We want to play in the biggest stages and win the biggest games. So I think that what I see from the fans is they hold everybody to that standard, and I think that as a competitor you want to be a part of that because ultimately that's going to push you. You want to play for a passionate fan base, and you want to win.